Hey, all my lovelies. I am coming here today to talk about the positives and some silver linings of the coronavirus. For all of you who are maybe just stuck in the blah and the doldrums of the coronavirus, I'm here to shine some light, some love, some happiness, and some actual opportunities for us to awaken to what this is really providing us. So if you are like me, I too have had to take some time to really process through all of these crazy feelings that are coming up, and we've never had any sort of training manual on how to manage something of this massive scale. But what I've been able to do is move through all those uncomfortable, weird, scary feelings and come through to the other side. And that's where I'm coming to you speaking from here. And this post that I just put up recently speaks it so powerfully. Our power lies on the other side of our fears. And that's what I really want to speak to today. This is such an incredible opportunity, okay? This coronavirus and all this crazy fear and anxiety that's coming to us is such a beautiful opportunity when we choose to see it that way. And the reason that it is an opportunity is because this is really an opportunity for us to finally, for some of us for the first time, stare our fears in the face and move through them versus pushing them down or letting them run the show subconsciously. And this is something that I've just been really tapping into as a deeper truth and knowledge for myself, and it's something that I've been supporting women with for years, about moving through fear, moving through uncomfortable situations, never to this magnitude before, but it's the same elements that are always at stake here. For so long, I feel that our collective humanity has been very much hiding from a lot of the undercurrent of fear and uncomfortability and anxiety that's been just parading around in our world, pushing it down, hoping that it's not going to explode, hoping that it's going to just kind of work itself out at a subconscious level, but it hasn't. And now, I think for the first time in a very long time, we as a collective humanity are required to just stare these deepest fears in the face and actually come to terms with them, right? And for many of us on an individual level, maybe we've been having a lot of fears that have been hiding below the surface in our subconscious for a very long time that we've never addressed or dealt with. And now this is an opportunity where all those fears are just coming to the surface, just like a full-on volcano erupting, right? Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling this way. But this is beautiful. This is so beautiful, and I want to just really encourage you to see this from a different perspective, okay? And see this from a place of actually what it enables and what it allows. It's allowing you the chance to move through these fears, hopefully once and for all, right? Getting a chance to say, I'm tired of letting fear run the show. I'm tired of letting myself be dictated and my external life being dictated by these subconscious beliefs and subconscious fears that I feel on a day-to-day basis. And although it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel comfortable, I totally get it. This is a chance for you to take your power back. And on a collective whole, this is an opportunity for our world to take their power back. And I think that this is the best thing that could have happened for our world in a very long time. Minus, of course, all the deaths, rest in peace, everyone that has not had this be a benefit to them. Obviously, I'm not discounting the seriousness of that, but it's really an opportunity for each of us to say, I am going to live in this moment, and I am choosing to let love run the show and not fear. I'm choosing to rise above my fear and take my power back. So I want to just take a second to just have everyone breathe and just know that when we really choose to step into our power and move through fear, that fear goes away. It really does. And I'm speaking this because I've been slaying through fears like a crazy mad woman lately because they're just coming at me too. But I feel confident in knowing that I'm not going to let this be my operating system any longer. I am choosing to take my power back and stand in a place of no fear. Because fear, although it can feel very real, and it is very real in this circumstance, it also doesn't have to be the only way that we see life. It is one perspective. Just like we can see life and see other perspectives, we can choose to zoom out and move out of that place of fear and into a place of something else. So I want to give you some tangible tools for you to really feel like you can start taking back your power in these moments and actually moving through this fear. because it doesn't have to be hard to do either. It's just about choosing and intentionally deciding, this is something that I want to do, and I'm tired of letting fear run the show. So give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you are ready to process through this fear and let it go once and for all, so that we can actually, as a collective whole, start moving into the next space that we get to come into as a collective. So the way that I want to really encourage you to do this is, one, just starting to become very, very aware of how you feel. And I know maybe this sounds easier said than done, or maybe you're like, Teal, I'm feeling all the feelings and it's crazy and I don't like it. What I want you to start doing is become aware of it, okay? So that doesn't mean letting it consume you and suffocate you. And it doesn't mean pushing it down and pretending it's not there. It's about really staying present with every feeling that's coming up and actually start writing them out and articulating what it is. I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling this right now. And as many of things as it is, like, write them all down and start really articulating what they are. And what you're doing in that moment is you're actually taking a second to recognize, okay, this is an emotion that I am feeling right now, versus this emotion is me and it's taking over me, right? It's giving some space and some distance from the emotion. Then the second thing that I want you to do is to feel, where is that emotion, where is that feeling actually showing up in my body? And taking some time to breathe into the feeling in your body and expanding out the tension of wherever you're feeling it. And really, truly letting your breath, letting your body be a way to release this tension. Because what happens is emotions can get trapped in the body if we do not healthily release them. And when they get trapped in the body, they tend to gravitate usually around our heart, around our throat, around our mind, right? And so we need to make sure that on a daily basis we are intentionally releasing these energies and these emotions that are not serving us. So first, you're becoming aware of what it is you're truly feeling and writing that down, making it an objective thing. The second thing you're doing is feeling where it's in your body and bringing attention and awareness to that, of where it's stagnating, and then actually taking time to breathe and release it out of your body. Truly imagining yourself releasing that tension like a wave out of your body, a wave washing away the tension. And I know this sounds simple, but it is extremely, extremely effective. Then, once you get down to the deeper rooter fears of what are the anxiety and where that's really stemming from, I want you to really ask yourself, what is this fear trying to tell me? What is this fear trying to tell me? Or what do I believe will happen if this fear comes true, right? And that's where the source of your lack of power is coming from. And that's what we run from, and that's where the anxiety stems from. But when we can take a second to truly listen to what these emotions are trying to tell us, that's when we can actually start to click in to the deeper truth. And when we can click into the deeper truth, we can take our power back, okay? So, as an example, you're breathing through, you're noticing, oh, I got some tension right here over my heart, right? And I'm feeling a lot of whatever it is. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. Okay, deepen down, like double click on that, go deeper with that. Ask yourself, where is this anxiety stemming from? What am I choosing to believe about this? Where is this stemming from? What is the voices? What are those fears saying right now to me that I'm believing and that I'm listening to? And asking yourself, is this something that you want to choose to believe, or do you want to shift that? And do you want to choose to believe something else instead? And then taking a second to breathe into that tension, let it go, and even speak out loud. Fear of blank, I release you. I release you. You are no longer serving me, and I'm letting you go. Okay? This is an extremely, extremely powerful tool. And what you're doing is you are detaching from the fear and from the emotion and from the feeling, and giving yourself the opportunity to choose how you feel in that moment and to choose what you're believing in that moment. And I will tell you, when you stare these fears in the face like you're doing in this moment, what you'll notice is a lot of them don't even have any sort of true strong backing, okay? Usually we can talk ourselves out of our fears if we really stare them in the face and say, okay, even if worst case scenario this happened, what can I do? How can I be supported? How can I really show up from a place of love and still feel safe? You can always find some other sort of side way of, moving through that fear to the other side and realizing I'm okay no matter what. I'm okay even if this worst fear happens. And I know for some of you, you may have deeper fears than others, but always there is another way. There's another way of feeling, there's another way of being, and there's another way of thinking through your fears. So this is just a tool that I use with my clients and something that I wanted to share with each of you. And I'm happy to hold space for you here as well if this is something that you're feeling like you need support with and can't effectively do by yourself. You can either ask for support from a friend, or I'm happy to hold space for you to do that, because I know how challenging this can be, but I want you to know that it's possible to move through this fear. And as we as a collective choose to stare these fears in the face and no longer avoid them, we are literally evolving as a collective whole, as a species. Our humanity is evolving and choosing to step into more of a place of love. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it already happening. Women, men, people all over are saying, we need to come together in this time. We do not need to be isolating ourselves from our hearts together. We may be needing to isolate physically, but we're not isolating our hearts. If anything, our hearts are getting stronger and bigger, and more people are coming out saying, how can I help? How can I support? How can I share my love? How can I share my gifts and my skills? And to me, this is the beautiful, beautiful connectedness that I think we have been craving and needing as a planet for a really, really long time. So that's my little source of wisdom, source of inspiration for you today, and I really am really excited to be sharing my gifts with each of you and reminding you that there is light at the end of this tunnel, I promise. I am already feeling so much better, even though we are still in a time of crisis. I've chosen to take my power back, and I refuse to let the fear continue to seep in like that deep, dark monster that it can be. And I really am feeling that protection and that armor coming through in a place of strength, true strength coming from love. And that's what I want to share with you here today. So, sending you so much love on each of your journeys, and please reach out if you need anything at all.